All right. What's going on, everybody? This is G Funk. I'm here, still sick.
What's going on, everybody? This is G.
All right, just doing a sound check here. I'm gonna try to get through this one without coughing all over the place and busting someone's eardrum. If you happen to listen to this with your headphones on or something, I got water here, so I'm gonna try to do my best to get through this, man, without coughing everywhere, man. I know I was supposed to come on yesterday and do this. I got real busy. I'm moving right now, so I had a lot of stuff to do. Thought I was gonna have time, but didn't have time to do it. So I'm gonna do it now and get this thing over with. So first thing I want to say is this: my prediction. I predicted a knockout by Deontay Wilder, and I was wrong, dead wrong on this one. Um, Tyson Fury dominates the fight, and I mean dominated the fight. He did what I didn't think he was gonna do. I thought maybe they were just playing possum or whatever with this whole, we're gonna come forward and look for the knockout. But he kept his word and went in there and did exactly what he wanted to do, and that was knock out Deontay Wilder, um, and get the win. So, yeah, man, I got a few people here. Stormy B man says that tequila didn't knock out that cold. Oh man, I wish, man. This thing here is just, man, it's not going away. AJ10 in the house says, "What's good?" He says he rewatched the fight. Yeah, I'm gonna just go ahead and get this off, man, and then I'll go to the comments. But here's what I'm gonna say, man. Um, like I said, um, I had Fury winning every round, man. Now that's not saying that Wilder didn't have moments during the fight. Of course, the first two rounds, he did land some nice right hands, but um, just not enough for me to give him a round. To be honest with you, um, from the get go, man, what I saw was Fury. I mean, he really came right out and met him right in the center of the ring, and wanted to show him right away. Look, man, I'm the bigger man. I'm here. I'm gonna, I'm looking for the knockout. I think now, maybe if that threw Wilder off or surprised him, you know, then as soon as he came back to the, as soon as he came back to the round, if I was in his corner, this is what I would have told Wilder. I would have said, "Look, man, now I don't mean to curse like this. I try not to on this channel, but sometimes you can't help it. But if you got kids, you watch it with your kids, you might want to cover the ears or turn it down. But here's what I would have said to Wilder after that first round. I would have said, "Hey, this motherfucker wants to fight. You go out there and you fucking fight him then. Don't you dare take a step back. You stand right there with him. Don't let him muscle you. None of that. Because what I seen for the rest of the fight from there on out was Fury pressuring, pushing Wilder back, and Wilder just retreating. Just moving back. He went back to a lot of those old habits that got him in a lot of trouble in the first fight. Some of the things that I seen him improve on uh, just weren't there. He was again pulling straight back with his hands down, getting hit. That's I mean, like I said, I don't recommend that for anybody. Um, so I mean, again, he's being very predictable with his attack. Just 1-2, 1-2. Sometimes he was throwing jabs every now and then, like early in the fight. But yeah, man, it was hard for me to give him one of those rounds. I mean, I think if you're really looking to give him a round, you can give him a round. But if I'm being honest, in which I always am when I come on here with you guys, I didn't see him win a round, man. Now, after in the third round, after the knockdown and that eardrum got busted, I mean the fight was pretty much over, man. It was. I mean, there's really nothing you can do, and this is not a knock on Wilder. Anybody gets their eardrum busted like that in a fight, it's over, man. Like there's nothing you can do about that. Literally nothing you can do. It's gonna throw off your balance. Um, it's really to me, it's really shocking that the guy went 7 rounds. I was shocked that they let it go 7 rounds. Um, I probably would have stopped the fight like around 4, round 5 at the max. Um, you know, I know that these guys are warriors. Anybody that steps in the ring, they're a warrior, man. I mean, it's just there's just no other way to say it. But at the end of the day, you got a family to go home to. You got a family to support still. A family that you just got to be there for. It just, and it's not worth it, man. It's really not worth it when something like that happens. He could have really got hurt, man. I mean, imagine if that was someone imagine if that happened in the last fight with Ortiz, a guy who can really, really get you out of there with one shot. You know, it might have been really bad, but it still was bad, even with Fury. Uh, pounding on him like that for several rounds after the eardrum was busted, man. It really did bother me that they didn't stop it before. I think it was a good stoppage. I think it was a late stoppage, though, but I think that they should have stopped it for sure. Um, Credit to Mark Breland for that. Um, he's the only guy in that corner that has any kind of experience in the ring. So, he knows what it's like to be in there, to be getting hit and to be hurt and things like that. I heard Wilder's head trainer say that he wouldn't have thrown in the towel. I mean, really, what is wrong with you, man? Like, the guy was hurt, man. The guy was hurt bad from that ear. And I mean, it's unacceptable to me to see that, man. Um, I know this is a blood sport and things like that, and guys are going to get hurt. But that's to me that this particular case is something that could have been stopped a lot earlier, man. Like, I mean, really, the only thing Wilder had at that chance was to just try to land one big right hand, but his balance was so bad that even if he did land that right hand, I don't even think it would have hurt Fury. He just wouldn't be able to generate that kind of power to hurt him from that point. Um, but man, credit to Tyson Fury, man. He did something that I didn't think he was going to be able to do, and that was come forward, hunt him down, and stop him. I didn't think that he was going to be able to do that, and he did it. Um, as for Wilder, man, I was very disappointed, man, in what I saw because some of the things that I've seen him improve on, like again, changing speeds on his jab, like he was doing against Ortiz, hooking off the jab to the body. Um, it wasn't there, man. It was almost like for me, it looked like it was round 1 for Fury and it was round 13 for Wilder. Like Wilder was still in the first fight and Fury came with something different. Um, so that's. I mean, I'm not disappointed that he lost. I mean, L's a L. People are gonna lose. You can't win them all. I was just disappointed that he didn't utilize some of those new things, the new tools in the bag that I seen him use in the fight with Luis Ortiz. That was disappointing for me with Wilder. He's gonna have to go back to the drawing board now. Um, I hear a lot of people saying that he should maybe get a new trainer or something. I don't know, man. I mean, I don't know. I'm still on the fence about that. I think there is some good that could come out of that, and there is some bad that could come out of that. Um, but what's really concerning for me, and I mentioned this on a few channels that night um, that I was listening to in the chat. I'm not going to mention this fighter's name, but he was a fighter. He fought on HBO. He fought on a pay-per-view a couple times. Local guy from my city here in Sacramento, owns a gym here. My cousin actually worked at that gym. He was a coach at the gym, and I asked him about why he's not fighting. This has been a couple years since he had his last fight. Now he got stopped in his last fight. Uh, he got knocked out. I didn't know this, but when I asked him, I said, hey, what's up, man? When's so and so going to get back in the ring, and when we're going to see him fight again? He told me, he goes, man, I don't know if he's going to fight again. In that fight he got knocked out in. He busted his eardrum. and he's hasn't been able to really do much since. He can't really, he's not really comfortable um, going back in the ring, with his ear like that. So it's concerning, man. That's the first thing I thought about when I seen that ear like that. I was thinking, man, Wilder, man, his career, man, it might be over or might just definitely might not be the same depending on how bad that is. I heard some people say that they think it was just maybe a cut inside of the ear that was bleeding, but I don't think so, man. Like when you see the legs like that, man, it's definitely a equilibrium thing, man, with the ear. So, I hope for his sake that, everything's okay. Um, you know, if he decides to call it a career because of the ear and, he doesn't feel comfortable being able to compete, at a high level like that, then, hey, man, I'm not gonna knock him for it. I'm not. It's all about him coming home to his family, man. Like I believe he's got enough money now to where he could just, if he decided to say, you know what, hey, the injury's too bad, I can't fight no more, call it a career, maybe he can go to. I know he had been commentating some fights in the past, so there's an opportunity there if boxing's not there anymore. But we'll see, man. I know this is pretty premature of me to say this, but just because I know someone who's experienced that, you know, um, it's pretty bad, man. And this fighter that I know here locally, this fight happened, I want to say probably like 2014. It's been 6 years now. He still hasn't been in the ring. That was his last fight. And he was on his way to, making some good money. Like I said, he fought on HBO a few times. That fight that he got his eardrum busted was on an undercard of a pay-per-view, a big pay-per-view over in the UK. So, he was on his way to doing some things, man, but because of that ear, man, he just couldn't do it no more. So, you know, I'm just gonna throw that out there. I'm gonna wait and see the reports on Wilder's injury. But as far as Fury, man, you know what? Hey, man, he used the Kronk style, the Klitschko style, the hit, the grab, the leaning on the neck, the head locking, some dirty shots here and there. Um, the thing is this, man. I know a few people that I watched the fight with. They were complaining about, the hit that first knockdown was behind the head. Well, honestly, you can't really get mad at Fury for that. I mean, when you duck down away from punches like that, that's your fault. Same thing with the first fight when Fury, people complaining he got hit behind the head the first knockdown, but you know what? He's ducking down like that, so that's really on him. Um, but you know what, Fury, man, he changed his style in one fight camp. I didn't think that was possible, man. I just didn't think so. Excuse me, guys. Let me get a drink here. Oh, but I didn't think he was going to be able to change his style and execute it so well in just one training camp. But he did, and again, a lot of it is because I think that Wilder's corner should have just told him, "Look, man, stand right there with this dude. Don't go backwards because that's what Fury wants you to do." He wanted him to backpedal. He wanted him to trap him against the ropes and lean on him, pound on him against the ropes, things like that. I would have just told him straight up, man, just stand right there with this dude. Don't you dare take it back. So you fight this dude. Exchange with this dude. If he wants to exchange with him. Fight this motherfucker. That's what I would have told him. You know what I'm saying? Um, I think he would have had a much better chance of catching Fury with something in one of those exchanges. I mean, Fury was not shy about letting his hands go, you know? Um, but again, the thing with Wilder, man, is like I said, he went back to those old habits. He's just too jittery, Every time Fury feinted, he's flinching, he's moving back, and like that's something that good fighters are gonna pick up on things like that, man. And they're gonna they're gonna take advantage of it. Um, so I mean, yeah, man, it was very shocking to see, very shocking to see what Fury was able to do. But no excuses here, man. I was dead wrong in my prediction. I thought Wilder was going to get the job done, and he couldn't do it, man. So I hopefully, man, hopefully Wilder's okay and he can come back to fight, and hopefully, and I'm saying this is a big hopefully. Hopefully, we can get Fury versus Anthony Joshua. Now, I've said this in a couple of chats over the weekend, but if Hearn and Joshua don't make this fight with Tyson Fury, then they're just not serious about fighting, man. They're just not. They're not serious about this game. They just want to make their little money. They want to, stay over there where it's nice and comfy for them, and that's it, man. There's no excuse now, man. You got another guy who's from the UK, so you know things should run smoothly with negotiations. But we'll see, man. Hopefully, we can get undisputed here with Fury. I think Wilder deserves a rematch. Um, there's out of two fights there was a draw, and one guy won the second fight. So I think a third is due, man. I'm that type of fight fan where you know if we fight once, it's close, it was a draw, then we fight again, one guy loses. Hey, man, why not do it again? I don't know about immediate, but he should fight him again. I think. But that's just the way I do things. You know what I'm saying? Um, but yeah, man, all credit to Tyson Fury for doing something that I didn't think he was going to be able to do. And we'll see what happens here, man, with the heavyweight division, man. We got in the past couple of years, man, some shocking things happen in the heavyweight division, but that's boxing, man. If I could quote Larry Merchant, which I don't do often, but boxing is the theater of the unexpected. So sometimes you gotta expect the unexpected when it comes to these things. So that's all I really got on this one, man. Um, I'm gonna go ahead and read some of these comments here. I appreciate you guys coming so early, man. I know it's early. Let's see. We got AJ10 says Wilder to me was having some success in the first two rounds. A little bit, man. A little bit. I mean, it wasn't enough for me to give him a round. We got A-Rod 3 Rod in here. Says salute. So he gave Wilder one of the first two. Let's see. His balance was off big time for Fury to knock him down with that body shot. Yeah, he was. Stormy B man in the house. What's going on, man? Thanks for joining me. AJ10 says I'm surprised they didn't get a doctor to check the cut in that ear. Very surprised. Yes, very much so. See, Wilder has shaky legs, but he has strong core balance for himself for 4 rounds and was still trying to fight. He's a warrior, man. They had to save him from himself, man. They really had to. Because I mean, he was not trying to quit. He was still trying to land that right hand, but like I said, man, I think his balance was so bad. I don't even think it would have bothered Fury. Just not enough power to generate from his legs, to do any kind of damage. With no equilibrium, balance, and focus, there's no way at the highest level of sport you'll win. Nope, you can't. That's 100% correct, man. 100% correct. This is me too. I think Wilder came into the fight with shaky legs. His balance was off to me from the jump. Yeah, he just went back to that old style, man, that people criticize. And he cleaned those things up in his last two fights. That's the thing that was so disappointing about it. He mentioned a slight leg injury, but only he knows how severe it was. Yeah, he did say that, and I remember him saying it. Now, fight to me felt like Brazil, Germany, world. Oh, damn. Yeah, that was a bad one, man. Let's see. What style do you think he could pick up? I think he's more like a Charlo style if he starts swinging more. I think Wilder could benefit from watching some of the older heavyweights. Uh, stand his ground a little bit more. Not move so much in the ring. That's what I think. You know, a lot of those old school fighters, man, they stand there, they generate a lot of power with their legs. I think that's what I would suggest for Wilder. Or if not, maybe try like a Lennox Lewis style or something. I don't know, man. Um, we'll see what he does from here. See, from reports, Wilder didn't have eardrum damage. It was more of an interior cut. I don't know, man. But I could be wrong. We will know when Wilder does his interview about his side of the fight. It looked like an eardrum thing to me, man, because those legs were gone, man. They were just, and he never recovered. We've seen him recover from hard shots. So I don't think it was that hard of a shot, but if it busts the eardrum, man, that's it. Wilder needs to go away for camp for rematch, deny himself his desires, family, wife, etc. Not be too funny, but to get the eye of the lion back. If incapable of this, get out of the sport. Sacrifice required. Yes, man, absolutely, absolutely, man. It's really a lifestyle thing, man, to be in this fight game, man. You got to live a fighter's lifestyle, man, and being away from the wife and the kids and those desires, yeah, it it makes you want to kill. Makes you want to kill for sure. Max Kellerman said, what did Max Kellerman say? I don't know. Let's see. I don't think Fury and Joshua will fight this year. Well, we'll see, man. I hope there is a third fight because both guys deserve it. It's draw and won in 2 fights. So and Wilder deserves a rematch. I believe so. Kellerman said there was no perforated eardrum. There was just a cut to the ear. I don't know, man. I'd like to see someone other than Max Kellerman say that. To be honest with you, it just didn't look right. I think Fury changed the game plan after realizing he can't take Wilder's power with the 12 in the first fight. Yeah, well, from what he said that he thinks that because um, he felt like he won the first time boxing that he can't win a fight that way. He's got to win it knocking him out. I think Fury may have to mix his strategies if there's a third fight. Yeah, well, we have to see what Wilder. Wilder's gonna have to change some things too, man. I really think standing his ground is gonna benefit him, man. I don't think getting him to try to move around the ring like he was trying to do, like just backpedaling from Fury. I don't think that was a good idea, man. I don't. Like I said, I would have just told him straight up, man. If I was in the corner, you don't take a back step. You stand right there with this dude, and you fight with him. He wants to fight. Let's fight. That's what I would have said. Box a little more, but apply pressure in key spots. Yeah, I would have just told him, man, let's just go toe to toe with this dude, man. Joshua will fight Pulev in June, and Fury will not be possible until maybe October. Yeah, I mean he's got time. It's early in the year still for Fury, so we'll see. It's really, I think it's all on Joshua and Hearn, man. They're the ones that I think are gonna pull some shady shit here again, man. Right. I'm not gonna take Max Kellerman's word for that. I need to see a medical statement or a doctor or somebody say, what it is, or Wilder himself say it. But to me it definitely looked like eardrum damage, man. So yeah, man. It's been real hard to get videos in lately, man. I've been really trying my best to get them in. Um like I said, I'm moving, so I got to prepare things here, man. Gonna put this house on the market, so people are gonna be, coming in here next weekend and looking. So I got to make this place look like a model home. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna try to do my best to make some live shows here. Make my appearances with D Style on his shows. So you got a few more comments here. I think Warren wants to put another Wilder fight, guaranteed money, then try to make Joshua fight. Joshua ain't gonna fight Wilder, man. If he comes back and changes his style and beats Fury, They ain't gonna fight him, man. That's just what I think. But I hope I'm wrong. How many adjustments can Wilder make? Wilder is almost 35. Like I said, man, I think it would benefit him to watch some of those old time heavyweights, man, and just stand your ground with these dudes. You know, stand your ground. Use more feints. That's for sure. I mean, not be so jittery. You can't react to every movement that somebody makes at you in the ring. Um, I mean, I know it's hard to do because people are throwing punches at you, but it's something that you have to try to work on, man. Um, but feinting is something I think he needs to work on. Throwing a lot of feints and more body shots for sure. You know, so throw more jabs, stand his ground. But yeah, fight dirty back with him. That's why I said I would have just told him, man, you fight this motherfucker. He wants a dog fight, then let's make it a dog fight. You know what I'm saying? We both dogs in here. Let's get it. That's what I would have told him. You know? That's I guess one of the moments where he needed like a Teddy Atlas speech in the corner after that first round, you know? There's no other fighter in the division big enough to pull off what Fury did against Wilder. And really, I mean, really I think Wilder's strong enough to have done some muscling back with Fury, to be honest with you, man. He just didn't do it, you know? Any idea how many fights left in Fury's ESPN deal? He's supposed to fight in the U.S. only during that time. It's 3 more fights, I believe. I think it was a 6-fight contract. So I believe he's got 3 more fights. So, Hearn and him, they're gonna do, they're gonna run, I think. But we'll see, man. I hope that I'm wrong, man. I really do. But I don't know. I don't see it happen, man. Um, looks like the Kobe Bryant celebration of life is coming on right now, guys, on ESPN. I know AJ10 was a Laker fan. Hopefully you're watching that, checking that out. Um, but yeah, man, Fury, hey man, got to give him his props, man. I got to give him his props. Didn't think he could pull this off, man, but he did. Um, but hey, I knew it was going under 10. I knew it was going under 10. And I got all my other predictions for all the other fights right. Navarrete gets the knockout. I did pick Charles Martin to beat Gerald Washington. I just don't think Gerald Washington's any good. I never thought he was any good, to be honest with you. Not that Charles Martin is really good himself, but I just think he was just better, So, the only one I missed was the main event, which was a big fight, man. This was a big thing, man, for boxing. Can't wait to hear how many pay-per-views it did. I'm excited for that. I'm glad that the heavyweight division is back on top, is doing their thing, man. If they can hit over 1 million, man, I think that would be big for the sport, man, for the heavyweights. And then there'll be no excuse for Eddie Hearn and Joshua to not fight Fury. If he's drawing big numbers over here in the U.S., then you got to bring your ass over here. Bring your ass over here and fight. All right, let's do this shit. No more fucking around, okay? But yeah, guys, I'm gonna wrap this thing up, man. I got some more work to do around this house. I'm not sure if D Style is gonna ask me to be on the show tonight. But you should still go over there and watch it anyway. You know what I'm saying? I know you don't watch just because of me, but make sure you go over there and watch. I know he's gonna have Mr. Boxing today, who is, in my opinion, the best boxing channel when it comes to heavyweight talk. I've been subscribed to that brother for a long time. I was subscribed to him when it was just Mr. Boxing Today before he switched it to Mr. Boxing Today too. I remember we used to do videos. This was back when you could make response videos to other channels. So we would do response videos back and forth, him and I and D Style. Those are the good old days of YouTube, man. But make sure you guys check that out tonight. I'll be there listening at least if I'm not going to be on the show and be doing some work around here, man. So, yeah, you have a good one too, AJ10. Thanks for stopping by, man. Appreciate it. You guys have a good day. Make sure you smash the like button. If you come across this and you're new to the channel, make sure you hit the like button as well. And make sure you subscribe as well. All right, this is G Funk, and I'm out. You guys have a good one.